Hello and welcome to Media Machine X. I'm Frank Ciccone,
And I'm Erica Lynn Smith.
and today we are here to interview Alesana. It's another very special episode.
A super special episode because I have loved Alesana since I was 16, and I'm just really, really excited.
She's been really excited all day.
All day. Hi guys, I'm here with Shawn from Alesana. How are you today, Shawn?
I'm doing lovely, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. So first off, there's a little bit of a discrepancy between how the name is pronounced. I've heard Alesana, but Lee from the funeral portrait told me it's Alesana.
Yeah, that's because he likes to make fun of me. It's pronounced Alesana.
Oh, okay, all right, just making sure.
They're now dropped from the label, by the way.
Oops, sorry, Lee. All right, so Confessions is the last and final installment of the Annabelle trilogy.
Correct.
And that comes out April 21st, right?
April 21st. We actually have the very first copies of it available tonight in Westland, Michigan.
Super exciting.
I just sold our very first one to a fan. It was fun.
Beautiful.
I took a picture.
Aw. I will definitely be picking one of those up then.
Awesome.
All right, so when you finished The Emptiness, which is the first installment, did you always know it was going to be a trilogy, or was it sort of you finished and Annabelle just wouldn't leave you alone?
That's kind of more what it was. It was because everything we'd done up to that point was basing our songs off of other stories and kind of twisting them around. With The Emptiness, we finally were like, let's just write our own story, and we enjoyed it so much, and it was like, all right, well, the next record, let's write a story. Let's just keep the same one going. Like, we still had more we wanted to get to, and plus we thought of the ending then. Like, when it was time to write the second one, we thought of the ending. We're like, let's make it a trilogy and save the ending for the very end. So.
Right. And that's what I want to bring up next is how literature has inspired you guys quite a bit. Like, your previous albums were sort of inspired by different stories and authors and whatnot. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, our big thing was, when we started it, was I think every band likes to at least be conceptual to a certain degree, like what kind of message are we trying to send? And our message was read books. So we'll pick famous authors and encourage young kids who get inspired by bands and everything to maybe, instead of getting inspired to do drugs or get in fights or do whatever, to read a book by a good author.
Right, all right. So what was your favorite book, like, during your childhood?
During my childhood?
Yes.
I mean, if I want to go way, way, way back, the first time I remember being inspired and like always wanting to read was the Berenstain Bears, believe it or not. So that goes way, way back.
Right.
But
And what about now? What's your favorite book now?
I'm in the middle of the Song of Fire and Ice by George R.R. Martin. So.
Very nice. That's on my list of things I need to read, most definitely. So you've been touring for a little over 10 years now. Do you still get the same rush every night before you go on stage?
100% every single night. There's no greater feeling in the world.
Do you have any pre-show rituals that you guys do every night?
Yeah, we always, we find each other and we always get in a circle and we talk about something positive from the day and we, pump each other up. It's kind of what we do.
Wonderful, right on. All right, so we like to end our segments with random questions that don't pertain to anything important.
I like it.
And this one we got from Dee, who posted on the Revival Recordings page. She asked, if a zombie apocalypse happened, which band member's house would you go to and why?
Patrick's, because that dude just seems to know how to make things and build things and protect things. And it's funny because he's the smallest guy in our band, but he'd be the first one we would all hide behind during an apocalypse. There's no question.
He does seem like he knows a lot of things and would be very useful.
I got to the point now when we set up our gear on stage, I just let him do it because I'm going to put it somewhere and he's just going to fix it and make it better anyway. So I'm just like, go ahead, Pat.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And all right, everybody. Thank you for watching, and make sure to pick up Alesana's new album, Confessions, available April 21st.
So that was Shawn from Alesana, who was kind enough to take a little time out of his day to hang out with us and talk with us, do a little bit of an interview.
It was amazing for me because I've been an Alesana fan for quite some time, and I've always sort of nerded out about how they construct their albums and the writing process that goes into them. So I was really excited for it, for sure. This was your first time seeing Alesana. You'd actually
Yes, it was.
never seen them before. So what did you think?
I think they put on a great show. I think that their music is really well crafted, but they also have so much energy on stage. It's that's why it works for me, is that it's really well put together music, done with a lot of energy, and it's great to watch on stage.
Yeah, they always, every time I've seen them, in the past however many years I've been a fan, it's always the high energy every single time. It's more than just, going to see a band play their songs. It's going to see them perform and really get into it, which is, what keeps bringing the fans back.
And that is something that Shawn touched on, is that when they get up there on stage, it's still the same rush, as the first show. And it shows. They still play with so much passion in their music.
Was there anything else, this being your first Alesana show, anything else that you thought was interesting at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I know they spend a lot of time with their fans. After the show, they'll be there way, way late signing stuff and just hanging out with people, taking pictures. It's cool to see.
And it's also, it's really cool to see them, because even before shows, sometimes they're kind of lurking about the venue, hanging out, watching the other bands, supporting them, which is another thing that I really appreciate as a fan is, musicians that are supportive of other musicians. That's the big thing. But yeah, their interaction with fans, that's one reason that I keep coming back for sure. They've always been so in touch with their fans and very considerate of them and appreciative as well.
And that makes for some loyal fans. It brings a loyal attitude to the fan base.
Yes.
When you're good to your fans, they're good to you, sort of thing.
Right, and speaking of loyal fans, you had the chance to meet Bailey.
Yes.
At this show, and she is an amazing fan, and she's a friend of mine, and she's awesome. After this tour, she will have seen Alesana 21 times since 2013, I think she told me, which is...
It was something astronomical like that.
I'm very envious of that. But, and also I'm envious of her 5 Alesana tattoos that look absolutely amazing. My favorite being some artwork from The Emptiness, which is the first installment of the Annabelle trilogy. She has some of the artwork on her leg, and it looks so good. And another thing that... specifically at this show that the guys did for their fans is the 3rd installment of the Annabelle trilogy is set to be released on April 21st. I highly recommend you pick it up. But at the show on April 12th, they actually released the copies early. I was so excited. We were talking to Shawn, and he mentioned, oh yeah, you can buy it tonight. I was like, I can do what? Yes.
It's pretty much exactly like that, too.
It may have been more of like a dying whale noise. I was so excited.
There was some flailing involved
A lot of flailing, yeah. But I've been listening to this album nonstop since I got it, and it is, A+, A++. I love it so much. I would definitely say, though, that fans should pick up, or not even fans. If you're new to Alesana even, you should pick up The Emptiness and A Place Where the Sun is Silent first, because that way you get the full effect of the Annabelle trilogy. But I mean, honestly, even as standalone, just getting that, it's amazing.
So Confessions was released on Revival Recordings, of which Shawn is the fearless leader, according to the website.
Yes, and their slogan, tagline, whatever you want to call it, is good music by good people, which that really spoke to me. I really like that. I like it a lot.
I agree. It's something that really encompasses the attitude that music is not just about the music that's being played. It's also about the people behind it. It's about the performers and the artists. Yeah,
most definitely. And I think it's really cool that that's their goal. Is it's not just releasing music is awesome, and that's like the main thing. But at the same time, they want good people to be doing it, and that leads to the fan base being much stronger and long lasting.
I tend to agree.
Mm-hmm. And another album that was released through Revival Recordings is the debut album of The Funeral Portrait, called For the Dearly Departed. They are an amazing band. They opened up the show, and they just put on such a performance. I'd never seen them before. I'd listened to their music a little bit, but they just went out there and they killed it.
Well, they've dubbed their style of performance theater rock, which is, they really live up to that. They put on one heck of a show when they get up there.
They were, yeah. I was really impressed with them. And actually, surprise, we were able to interview Lee from The Funeral Portrait. He's the lead singer, so take a look at that. Hi everyone, surprise interview. I'm here with Lee of The Funeral Portrait. How are you doing this lovely evening?
Great, I'm doing fantastic.
Wonderful. So you guys just recently signed to Revival Recordings, right?
Yep.
Want to tell me a little bit about how that happened?
Kind of funny story. At the time, we were called a band called Cosmoscope. It was kind of the same thing, but a little different, not as dark or not even as heavy as I would say. Pretty much all the same guys in the band and everything, but different sound. And we started sending our CD at the time out to different labels, and we got a few offers from people and nothing that we really liked. So finally, like even 3 months after sending it, Shawn at Revival and Alesana, if you don't know who he is, hit me up and he was like, was like, "This is awesome," and I was like, "No, we suck. Don't listen to that. Listen to the new stuff. The old stuff sucks." So after talking for months and months, and showcasing and hanging out with him, and we even recorded an EP with him at his studio Adelaide in Raleigh before even talks of signing. And he finally, last day, he sat us down, he bought us all pizza. He was like, "Yo, I want to sign your band." That is literally how he said it. "So we want to sign your band." And of course, like, I might have, peed everywhere.
Did you fangirl a little bit?
I fangirled this much because, in all honesty, this way, if you can catch even that, yeah, because it's a big deal. It's not just what his band is, but the fact that someone wants to invest their time and money into something that my voice is on, or that all of my guys have something to do with. Like, are you sure about that? That's kind of what I said to him. I was like, "Are you sure?" So he was really excited. So
yeah, that sounds super exciting. And
Yeah.
you just filmed your first music video for Casanova,
yes,
correct?
we did. Yes, we did.
And how was that?
That was crazy. I've shot music videos before. When I say music videos, I mean, super low budget music videos. So, I'm sure we've all been there. If there's any bands watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that wasn't, all the old stuff besides. Shooting an actual music video is the coolest thing on earth. And, we actually were never told the location. It was all in Shawn and Justin's mind, the two directors of it. And Justin pretty much was a one-man show. He did everything. Insane guy. So he sent us the address. We put it in the GPS. We went there. It was abandoned warehouse. We were like, we're not big on abandoned warehouses, but we'll see. But it doesn't really look like it because it was like we were held hostage there anyway. So it was kind of cool. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I watched it, and the production was just amazing. I'm sitting there like, man, this looks really nice.
Yeah, for the size of the band that we are, we're when he started setting up his camera and his lens was $10,000. I was like, yeah, we have 7,000 likes on Facebook, right? And he was like, Shawn's like, dude, not for long. And that's something too. Shawn always says, and everyone at Revival, they're like, soon, Shawn was joking about it the other day. He was like, soon Alesana will be opening up for you guys. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Aww. And it's stuff like that makes me, really happy and exciting. Right. But, we always just push it aside because it's so far in the future that we don't even like to think that way. We're just very here, now, play, hardest now.
I was going to mention, even just watching the music video and then seeing you perform live just now, you're very animated and it's not just a musical performance, but it is a more theatrical sort of performance. Yeah.
Well, that's something that we're very big on because, how many times you go see a band and it's like listening to the CD, you just stand there the whole time.
Right.
It's popping in, no, I didn't pay $15 or $10 to $15, even $20 nowadays to go see a band play their CD.
Right.
So that's something that when we started this band, we are all showmen. We all are. Not just me, just because I was a musical theater, but all of those dudes are. And that's something that we love to do because we like to have fun. And to us, fun is being silly. So we're silly dudes, as silly is,
Well, and the silliness, I really enjoy it, and I think the crowd really enjoys it as well, because it's something different. It's not just you're up there I'm going to sing some songs and scream alternatively at you.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's too, and we do have a darker vibe to us, and we try and keep it a little darker, misty, and
that mysterious air about you.
Exactly, and we love to keep that stuff going. But, the whole, the whole other part of it, though, is the show. Because I hate going to shows and having kids saying like this the whole time, even if it's their favorite band. And it's not that it's the kid's fault, because it's not. Most of the time it's the band's fault, because they don't put their heart into it. And we are a very emotional band, not emo or whatever, it could be. You could be fifth wave emo if you've got something like that, but you know what I mean? Whatever, if you want to count the steps. But we just like to put everything into it. This is what, the 7th or 8th day of this tour, and we're still going crazy. And for us, that's a big deal because this is one of our first tours. So like we don't know our limits of what our bodies can handle, but we're still gonna do it. So
Right, you're still gonna just go for it every single night.
Of course.
So this is like your first big tour. Have you done any smaller tours before this?
Yeah. We did the Chaos is the Ladder tour with Alesana. It was like a revival recordings tour. That was kind of like our EP release tour. It was Alesana, Migosh, and The Things They Carried. So, and The Things They Carried, I think, just recently signed to Revival. So, which is cool, which is awesome. It was all 4 of us just hanging out every day. So that was a lot of fun. But that was short. That was like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
that was
then
only
we
like an East Coast tour, wasn't
exactly.
it?
Yep. It never came up
That's
this
why I
way.
wasn't there.
Exactly. So, there's that, and then we did a tour recently, another East Coast tour for our friends in Vanity Strikes from New York City. So they're really awesome.
So is there anything you'd want to tell new fans who have not heard of your band before? Other than listen to them immediately.
Well, yeah, I guess that's it, because it's so hard to, I can sit here stand here all day long and just be like, yo, this is what we sound like, this is what we, do. I'd even rather you come and see us perform than log onto YouTube right now, or log on. Do people log onto YouTube?
I think sometimes I log onto YouTube.
Okay, cool. Well, go onto YouTube. There we go. That's the word. Go onto YouTube and look it up. Even I'd rather you come and see us perform. I'd rather you come and see us play than sit there and just rock out on YouTube.
Right.
So.
Also, I would highly recommend going to the nearest concert that you can get to where the Funeral Portrait is playing and seeing them immediately. Right this instant. Ready, go.
I'm going.
Okay, bye.
So that was Lee from the Funeral Portrait, who was kind enough to give us a little bit of his time. So thanks, Lee, and thanks, Shawn, for hanging out and talking with us for a little while. And that's all the time we have for today. So hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, email us, whatever you want to do to get in contact with us.
And we will see you next time.
Let's record a thing without hitting the record button.
The record button. That sounded dumb because So hi, I'm interviewing Lee of the Funeral Portrait. Hi. I'm just sitting here doing this. The table. Yeah,
Probably better instead.
and this is what I got.